Hey guys, welcome to the workout show with me, Rob Riches, filmed for Process.com. Today we are out of Los Angeles, California, and have traveled to Destination. That's the name of the gym, Destination, here in Dallas, Texas. As you can see, a kind of hardcore mix of bodybuilding, CrossFit, and just physical peak fitness training. So one of the exercises that we're going to break down today is upper chest, specifically on the incline chest press. Now this is a hammer strength piece of kit. This is a really great exercise for those looking at kind of maximizing muscle volume and strength. And you can see why when we actually get down to performing the exercise. Obviously, if we're looking at mass, we need to focus on overloading the muscle, adding more weight than we can lift to a comfortable amount of reps. Typically, I like to stick in the rep range of about 8 to 10 reps. So you can see we've got 3 45-pound or 20 kg plates on here either side. And our target is 8 reps, aiming for that kind of level of discomfort by the 7th or 8th rep. Whew. 8 reps down, and that is pretty uncomfortable on the final rep or two. I've probably got 2 more reps left in me, which is a sign that I can actually go heavier. So for my next work set, I'm going to add about 10% total weight onto the machine here. So doesn't mean just adding the biggest plate that you can and then failing at 4 or 5 reps. That's not going to be good enough. We need to push the body in small, manageable increments so that we fail at about 7 or 8 reps. Hopefully next workout I can add an extra 5%, reach 8 reps, and then start to slowly increase my poundages by 5 or 10 pound plates at a time. Now a couple of points about performing an incline press. First one, positioning. You can see when I'm down, my feet are firmly flat on the floor. And just like with the bench press with the barbell, that's to allow leverage. When it really gets heavy, I can exert a force down through my heels and really push back and get that weight up. If my feet are up here, at the side, down here, I don't have enough pressure, foundation point to push down and get that weight up. You see the difference? My toes are back here. Manageable, but it's not good for the chest. I'm starting to push forwards. I've got no floor to push down on. Keep the feet forwards. Second point, the bar. It's pretty much in line with just the upper portion of my chest. I'm not training shoulders here. It's not in line with shoulders. It's not in line with my sternum. It's in line with that point at which I want to train the upper chest. Third point, chest and breathing. We're going to keep that chest lifted up. I'm not moving away from the back pad. I'm keeping my shoulder blades firmly pressed in to the back pad, and I'm deep exhaling on every repetition. Breathe in as I push down on my feet and at the bars. Exhale. And drive that weight up. Just a few points that we're going to start incorporating over the following workout shows to help you start to add some lean quality mass into your workouts. Post your ideas for more workout tips and exercises you'd like to see more on the Process YouTube channel, Facebook, and as always, chat with me on my Twitter at Rob Riches. See you guys then. Hey guys, it's now 10 weeks out from the NPC West Coast Classic, my first NPC male physique show. And I've just done about 40 minutes of cardio, just kind of moderate, steady pace on the bike, about level 12, 13 for 40 minutes, and now I'm going to do some abs. Technically this is a rest day for me, so no weight training as such, but I still like to do something, so cardio and abs a little bit later on in the day. And this is really just to show you like how I train my abs 10 weeks out from the competition. That way you'll be able to see as the videos kind of get closer to the contest date, how my abs change. I mean, pretty good at the moment, but I'm still carrying a little bit of water and body fat, so I thought for once I'd bring the camera along and show you what I do months out from the show and not just a couple of days. So this is really just a circuit, 20-30 reps. I don't really use any weight. I focus more on breathing and contraction. And this time around I've started on a decline one. So this is the first exercise I would do, and as you see, this is me doing it. It's not so much that it tires me out, it's the breathing that I'm doing. If I show you, when I come up, I've already fully contracted my torso, fully breathed out. And that way I get a deeper contraction than just and going through the range of movement. So let me show you here quickly. As opposed to just coming up, there's no real deep contraction. So the reason I do it on that decline is just to get, I guess, more gravity, actually more resistance as I go down. Typically, if I work out at my studio, I just do it flat on the floor, feet up on a bench, just so I can get that extra kind of level of conditioning, that peakness by lifting my hips up. So 20-30 reps on here, more the upper portion of the abs, and now I actually move on and focus more on the oblique, so next exercise. Next exercise for me, really the obliques, but also intercostals, and it hits the main rectus abdominis, so I'll just do it first. It's basically like a back extension, hyperextension. I scissor my leg so the top leg comes forwards, and then from this I'll do like a side lateral crunch, but with the rotations. My elbow actually comes back and around, and you'll see the effect as I do it. Again, breathing, contracting the muscles each time I come up. Sometimes I'll switch it up and do like a medicine V-ball, kind of sat down on the floor holding a medicine ball or some kind of weight, dumbbell or kettlebell, side to side, so I get that movement. But what I like about this one is I feel it really doesn't work this area per se, but I feel it really does help, especially when you're low body fat level, work this area and tone it up, especially with that rotation. So if going back to the competition, doing some of the quarter turns where we're typically more in this position, for me anyway, I find that that particular exercise really helps work this area, so that when I'm twisted round at the intercostals, the obliques, and although that isn't technically a muscle, there, it's as lean as it can be. So, other side. Moving on, third exercise. Next exercise is really is an old school one. You know, when I first got into the whole fitness or bodybuilding back then, I was reading a lot of the books from like Arnold Zero, and this is one of his favorite exercises for working the oblique. So seated bar twist, I call it, and not too many people in, so basically keep my shirt off for this one. So again, just to emphasize the breathing and the technique, more importantly. So with a bar, you can use an Olympic barbell, but that weighs about 40-45 pounds and it builds up some momentum. And I prefer the seated because then I'm keeping my hips locked as opposed to standing where, as I rotate, my hips to a degree move as well. So again with the breathing, exhale, I'm going to exhale as I rotate and squeeze as hard as I can. So it's about control, precision control in this one. Breathe in. Typically, I'll do 50 of these seated and with that same kind of tempo. Just relying on almost momentum and a fast speed. I don't feel like I'm engaging. I might get my reps, but as I always say, you know, make sure every rep counts and you're not just counting every rep. Actually, I want to show you one more exercise that I will kind of interchange for this one every other week perhaps. And that is, I got a kettlebell here, but I normally use a 45-pound plate, and I'll just do that. Similar to that second exercise I did where I stand at shoulder width with my feet, I'd normally hold a plate, 45-pound plate behind me like this, and then as I go down, it's rotating back slightly, so down and around. So breathe in, and as I pull up, it's this side that I'm crunching. So. Swap over just to give you guys an example. So knuckles kind of almost at the back of the leg, down, slight rotation.